Okay, so this is the practice I'm sending home today, September 29th. It is decimal addition. Essentially, decimal addition is just like regular additions, except we have to line up the decimals. So here's some practice to do that. On question A here, we have 1 and 42 hundredths plus 2 and 157 thousandths. So a lot of what I see students do sometimes is just line it up as if they're doing regular addition. However, now we have to look at this as a decimal and make sure our decimals are lined up. So I'm going to organize my question, and it says rewrite each problem vertically and solve. And that's probably the best strategy to do this. So I'm going to do that in the open space here, but I'll also show you a different strategy that will help with that. So I have 1 and 42 hundredths, and we're going to add 2 and 157 thousandths. And then I put my equal line, so when it's vertical, that line means equal. Okay, so here I made sure that my decimals were in line, so that way my place values were also in line. We'll notice here that there's an empty spot here. You can leave it empty, or sometimes I like to fill it in with zeros so that I can match. So then I'm just going to finish adding this up. 0 plus 7 equals 7. 2 plus 5 also equals 7. 1 plus 4 is 5. And then we have the decimal there, and then 1 plus 2 equals 3. So the answer to my first question is 3 and 577 thousandths. Now, I want to make sure that I say that out loud to reinforce my knowledge of place values. Then I'm going to check my answer on the back, and my answer looks like it's correct, 3 and 577 thousandths. Super happy about that. And normally I'd have a pen around, but for now I'm just going to give myself a big old check mark to say that I'm correct on that question, and then I'm going to move on. So I spoke about a strategy you can use while doing this. In the practice packages I've been sending home, I did send home some grid paper because sometimes it's hard to line things up, and I can use this grid paper as a tool. So we're going to look at B, and I'm going to rewrite B in the grid here. So I'm going to have 3 and 918 thousandths plus 2 and 9 tenths. It's a little tricky, but we just have to make sure we line up the decimal. So as long as I have, my 9 and 2 tenths, I said that wrong. So we have 9 and 2 tenths. As long as we line that decimal up properly, everything should work. And then we can fill in the other place values with zeros to help out. So here we have 8 plus 0 is 8, 1 plus 0 is 1, 2 plus 9 is 11. We have to carry the 1. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 9 equals 13. Make sure our decimals then in place. So we have 13 and 118 thousandths. And that should be the answer to this particular equation. And 13 and 118 thousandths is what I have. So I'm going to make sure I write that down in here. And 118 thousandths. And I'm going to give myself a big old check mark because I'm happy about the math that I did here. Thank you for watching. This is the practice for tonight and tomorrow. And 20 minutes of this would be great. Take care.